Introducing iCapital, where you can get investment advice on the go. It is accessible via app and website. Subscribe now to iCapital for stock news. iCapital is reliable because they thoroughly research listed companies, economies, and stock markets. iCapital provides a clear perspective of how markets interact and how it influences your investment. When investors and traders are debating whether to buy or sell their stocks, fret not, as iCapital will recommend Malaysian and global stocks. iCapital is available on Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and Huawei App Gallery. Download it now.
So, starting. Hi, good morning, everyone. Long time no see, I guess. I think the last time was probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago that I spoke to you all live. Anyway, it's good to be here again and to be talking about things that could be of interest to as many people as possible. Today, our topic is about the Investor Day of icapital.biz Berhad. It's the 2023 Investor Day, and it will be held on a Sunday, 5th of November, at the KL Convention Center. Yeah. Why is it? A lot of investment talks held Monday to Friday. In our case, whenever we organize investment events, most of the time it's on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. It's basically to make it convenient for individual investors, right? People who may not have free time during the Mondays to Fridays and would be maybe finding Sunday to be a much better day to deal with very serious topics like how to manage your investment, what is happening to economies, how do I plan my finances, and stuff like that. And because it's held on a Sunday, you find that it's a lot less stressful for you. You don't get interrupted by any work-related matters, and you can concentrate on the investment contents themselves. And what is also possibly beneficial is if you have children, if you are already 40, 50 years old, you got teenagers, children, you can bring them along, right? Or if you have friends, you want to make it into an outing, you can come with a group of your buddies and your friends. So today I'm going to explain a little bit as to why an investor, whether you're a beginner, in other words, whether you're young, whether you're like 21 years old, or you could be older but you have no experience, no knowledge about investing, or whether you are an experienced investor. You could be someone who have been investing in the stock market for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So whichever category you're in, whatever your age may be, beginner, experienced investor, this 2023 Investor Day has got activities, presentations, talks that you will find extremely useful. In fact, the Investor Day of icapital.biz Berhad started as far back as 13 years ago in 2010. That was the first year that we held our first Investor Day. And it has, of course, over the years grown in terms of scale and so on. But what you can find, what you can get if you attend, is that it is the only Investor Day in the whole of Asia Pacific. There are no other listed companies in Malaysia, Singapore, or Hong Kong that conducts an Investor Day like this. And because of the way we do it, because of the activities that we conduct, it is one of the most innovative investment event that you can find anywhere in the world. The range of topics, the range of activities is tremendous. And in the past, most of the time I think, except for, I think because it's always been physical events, so we have always held our investor day in KLCC, KL Convention Center. And the attendance has always been extremely enthusiastic. We've got thousands of people attending on a Sunday. Male, female, young, old, all types. Maybe I can just to give you a little bit of a clue, a glance as to what it was like. Maybe I can show you a few photos of the investor day of the past years. Okay, maybe we can look at the first photo. If you notice, this is for some of the investor day, we have multiple tracks, multiple halls. So it's not just in one big hall. It could be in a plenary theater, plenary hall. So this one is in one of the conference hall. One of the talks that I conducted, this was in 2012 or 2013 or 2014. No, we did not have an investor day in 2012. So you can see the enthusiasm. These are people, the whole hall was crowded, full, and the younger people had to sit on the floor. They came a bit later, so they had to sit on the floor. This is one of them. You can look at another photo. This was in 2010. This is in our first investor day, where one of the things that we do is invited the listed company to talk about their company or explain to the audience what their products or services are about. So in this case, this was a children's fashion show presented by Pakson. This was in 2010. The show, it was a simple fashion show where the brands that they carry were paraded in KLCC. Next. This is 2013, just to show you the themes, the different themes that we have for every year. Next. This is one of my favorite photos. And you can see how young. He is probably our youngest participant. He is about maybe 5, 6 years old. And the cap, the red cap that he's wearing is an iCapital cap. And he was listening to one of the talks. Of course, he came with the parents, right? I really like this photo because we want to reach out to investors, beginners, experienced, young, old, of all ages. But as long as you are serious about investing, we want to reach out to you. To us, investing is a very serious matter. It can change the direction of your life, your family's life. It can affect the quality of your life and the lives of people around you. If you manage your investment well, you find that a lot of fortunate things will happen. If you don't manage your investment well, or if you do not know how to manage them well, or if you do not realize the importance of managing your investments well, then you find that years later, when you're in your 50s or 60s, when you're retiring, you find that you're not able to enjoy a certain standard of living that you want to, or by the time when you found out that your children are going to go to university and you do not have enough investments to finance their overseas education, for example. So money, investment is all about money, right? Money is not the most important thing in life, but it is a very important thing in life, right? With sufficient savings, good investments, sufficient money, you find that the options for you in your life will increase dramatically. So, one of my favorite photos of this person. Unfortunately, I don't have his address and all that. I would have loved to follow up with this person 10 years later and see what he has done since he attended our Investor Day. Next. This is in 2015, also in a plenary hall. The plenary hall is the biggest hall in KLCC. It can accommodate about 3,300, 3,500 people. And if you remember 2015, 2016, Malaysia politically was already in a mess. A lot of Malaysians were very confused. A lot of Malaysians were worried. So we conducted a team called Where is the Love? Which is basically talking about Malaysia's condition and Malaysia's future. So one of the attendees, one of the participants wrote in the social media, right? Attending Investor Day at Tan Teng Boo's icapital.biz is my investment idol. I think I'm like one of the very few Malays attending. Laughter and warmth everywhere in this very full house. I'm not pro Barisan, I'm not pro opposition, I'm pro Malaysia, said Tan Teng Boo. So, just to share with you the type of participants that came, and these comments are all unsolicited. They posted because in this particular session that we talk about where's the love in Malaysia, it was so touching that a lot of the participants actually cried in that session. Next. And we played the song from Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love? If you listen to the lyrics of Black Eyed Peas, it's really applicable to Malaysia. In 2015, 2016, it's really applicable to Malaysia now. It talks about, if you translate it into the Malaysian context, where is the love among Malaysians? Why are we so bitter? Why are we so much fighting against one another? And one of the participants says here, this investment guru Tan Teng Boo showed my hippie side and played the song Where's the Love? And it was for him very refreshing, and in the hall which was full. And I think the message that we sent out at that time really touched the hearts of everyone. We hope that particular event, that particular afternoon, the message that we sent out, we hope that the 3,000 plus people were able to listen to us and maybe look at another Malaysian in a more loving manner, instead of treating another Malaysian just because you are from an opposition party, just because you're from a different political party, therefore you are my enemy. You're not. Next. This is from one of the participants who shared with us. The crowd was really full in the plenary hall. Next. This is from another Malay participant. Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. I think maybe our Malaysian politicians maybe should also attend our Investor Day and then find the little love that they have inside their heart and start loving Malaysians again. Next. This was last year, and for those of you who need CPE points, right? Of course, we will be submitting, and you should be able to get the CPE points. So, remember, 2023 Investor Day on 5th November. It starts at 8:45 a.m. And now this year's Investor Day is unusual. There are 3 tracks. The first track is where 5, 6 CEOs and senior managers of the listed companies that we have invested in will discuss about their companies, their business, their prospects. One of the Kellington Group. It's a very successful engineering and specialty gas company that serves the semiconductor industry a lot. So the chief operating officer will be presenting. And then we also have a semiconductor company that will be presenting on Sunday. The COO from Unisem, the two big OSAT, two big semiconductor assembly and testers in Malaysia, MPI and Unisem. Unisem is one of them. So the chief operating officer will be talking about Unisem and the way going forward for semiconductor. Another one will be a new one that probably most of you are not familiar with is MKH Berhad. It's a property and plantation, open plantation company. The one of the executive directors, Tan Sri Alex, will be talking. Don't think that just because it is property and palm plantation, therefore there's nothing much to learn. It's boring. Uh, Come, listen. It's only each company presents about 45 minutes and discover values, discover assets that other investors have not discovered yet. So these are 3 of them. For example, there are another 3 to 4 more listed companies on track 1. And then there'll be other talks on how about icapital.biz Berhad. How do you assess, how do you appraise icapital.biz NAV and its share price? Now, this particular talk is not going to be presented by me. This year is going to be a special speaker. He's coming all the way from Sydney, Australia. Dr. Lorenzo is a senior finance academician from University Technology, Sydney. UTS is one of Australia's leading finance and business schools. So he's coming, flying all the way from Sydney to present his research findings on what he has found in appraising icapital.biz Berhad's NAV and stock price performance. I think you find it very insightful and very independent. And we also have other talks in addition to specific listed companies on how uh, this is in track 2. Track 2 is on we all know what is compounding. We all know what is the importance of compounding to earn a certain level of compound returns. But many of us don't realize there are certain principles about compounding, compound return that you must always follow, that you must always adhere to. If you break those principles, if you don't follow those principles, you will not be able to achieve compound return that you want. So we have a talk on that. And then if you want more basic type, we give you some pointers about financial statement analysis, how do you look at them, and then how do you link it with value investing. Yeah. And then also for the younger ones, especially those who are still in universities, those who are just graduating, or those who have just started working, we have a special talk on career, choosing a career and choosing a spouse. Are they the same? Are the principles involved different? So we have a panel discussion. We've got one young lady who's a successful kind of uh, NGO social entrepreneur type. And then we have another lady who is uh, very successful on her own already, and they'll share in the panel discussion on what they think. Because we are also in the panel discussion with 4 university students that we especially invited from 4 different universities to give their views, to share, to give experience. So track 2 is, I guess, a bit more. It doesn't tell you specifically what stocks to invest, more about financial literacy, about investment literacy, guiding you and teaching you how to make investment decisions or financial decisions. And I think if there's one talk that you must listen to, if you have to come to the investor day to listen to just only one talk, it will be at 4:30 on Sunday after evening. 4:30, I will be the speaker. For those of you who are familiar with myself, you would have known that I've been pessimistic, I've been bearish on Malaysia, the Malaysian stock market for many years, many years. And I think if you look at the performance of the KL Composite Index, right, you find that it hasn't really, well, it's gone down. The KL Composite Index peaked at 1,900 points twice. Once in 2014, then it plunged to 1,002, then it started climbing and it hit 1,900 points in 2018, 2019, the second time. And then after that, it plunged again. During the pandemic crisis, it plunged all the way to 1,200. Now it's about 1,400, 1,450. So you find that in 2023, and you look back to 2018, 2014, the KL Composite Index is still way below what it used to be. So anyway, if those of you who have followed me in the past, you know that I've been pretty pessimistic about Malaysia's politics, Malaysia's economics, Malaysia's investment outlook. So on 5th of November, I will be giving an hour's talk on why I've changed my view, why I am now telling people advising people why now is the time to invest in the Malaysian stock market. I won't tell you the reasons today. You come on Sunday, I will share with you which will be reviewed for the first time. And after 8, 9 years of pessimism, I guess I must have pretty good reasons why now I'm turning positive, why I'm saying that, look, it is time to invest in Malaysian stocks. No hidden agenda. I'll give you my reasons, and then you decide whether what I say makes sense or not. Right? But you have to come. You have to come Sunday, 4:30. That's the last stop for the day. And then Sunday night. Now, this is why our Investor Day is so innovative. Sunday night is our 5th November. We got track number 3. Because at the moment, currently, even as I'm speaking, we have a talent show, a talent competition running. I think by now we have maybe close to, and this talent show, talent competition is only open to university students, only to that group. So from what I checked, I think we now have about 50 to 60 teams who have registered to compete. So the talent show, talent competition could be dancing, singing, magic show, stand-up comedy, whatever it is that they choose, right? And that Sunday night from about 8 p.m. to about 10 p.m. will be the finale. So it's like maybe if you watch those stuff singing competition, sing China, sing Malaysia, that kind of thing, and it has nothing to do with investment, but we just want to make uh, investment doesn't have to be boring. Investment doesn't have to be dry. Investment can consist of a variety of activities. So Sunday night is, in a sense, departing from your traditional investment type of activity, but it's under the umbrella, it's under the framework of icapital.biz Berhad. So at the end, the message will be, look, investing has to start young. Investing has to start as young as you possibly can. So those are the three tracks. Track one, many lists go. I think if I remember, there are about 6 or 7 listed companies that will be presenting. We will have also talk about icapital.biz Berhad itself. We will also have talk about the appraising icapital.biz NAV and share price performance from Australian finance lecturer. Then we have track two, which is running on Sunday. We have talks on choosing career versus choosing a spouse, on how you can retire, whether you can retire by the time you reach 40, whether it's realistic. It's a panel discussion. We have some experienced financial planners, and then also compound return. What are the principles of compound return that you cannot compromise if you want to achieve your target return of say 10, 15, 20% compound return? And of course, the talk that I mentioned to you, 4:30, where I give you for the first time in 8, 9 years, a positive outlook on Malaysia. I think that alone uh, should be worth your effort in coming. For all this, the organizing Investor Day every year, just to rent the hall in KL Convention Center would cost 400,000, 500,000 ringgit, just the rental alone. So it is a very expensive event to conduct, right? So all in all, the event may cost up to 800,000, 1 million just for a day event. Our charges for participants, for you to come and attend, we are only asking for a commitment fee of 50 ringgit per person. Why are we asking? We don't call it ticket. We don't call it admission price. We call it a commitment fee. Because to organize such things, you need to have the facilities, the logistics in place. And those, you have to reserve them, and those cost money. And somehow, uh, Malaysian participants sometimes are not that responsible. They register, and then they don't turn up. So then what happens to the facilities, with the resources that we have already reserved. That's not a good way of conducting events. That's not a very responsible way of behaving. So we just ask to make sure that the person is committed. We just ask the person to pay a 50 ringgit commitment fee. So the hall, I think all in all, the hall can take about 2,000, if I remember, 2,000 to 2,500 people. Assuming that it is full, 2,500, each one pays 50 ringgit. That only amounts to 125,000 ringgit. It cannot even cover 10%, 15% of the total cost of organizing the investor day. So that's why we call it a commitment fee, to make sure that, okay, the participant is also a partner in the whole investor day. Hopefully, that the 50 ringgit, they're more serious in turning up. And in our past, whenever we have investor day, we've got many participants from outside Klang Valley, from Penang, Ipoh, Johor Bahru, Malacca, and we have quite a few of them all the way from London or Sydney just to attend our investor day. That's how productive, that's how helpful our talks and our events are to individual investors. So if you can, I think there's a page. Let me check and see. You can go to what events.icapital.biz and the registration page. Maybe we can show the event page. Yeah, events.icapital.biz. This is the event page. Visit there and then register as fast as you can. I mean, there are no guaranteed seats, but I suppose once the number is reached, then we will close the registration. Right? Okay. Investor Day, make it a day that will be a day that will change your life for the positive. Your life, your family, your friends, and change them for the positive. Okay, we have a few comments here. Hui Tan asks, is Tony Fernandez coming for Investor Day? This year, no. This year, because he came last year, and I think Capital A has got their own. I'm not sure. I haven't really spoken to them. They've got their own corporate activities, and I think the calendar clashes. So he won't be coming, and other speakers. I mean, look, there's so many other companies that are extremely exciting, that are also very attractive. So this private investor who has got no name says it's expensive. That's why no more door gifts at AGM anymore. That is not true. I think if this is truly the expression, truly the thoughts of this private investor that 50 ringgit is expensive, then my very sincere reply to you is please don't come, because 50 ringgit is expensive. I do not know what to say, what to do anymore. Right? If you have any questions, please let us know. And now that we are resuming our YouTube live, and you have any other topics that you want us to talk about, to comment, send it to us, and we'll take it up in the coming weeks. Right? Otherwise, if not, I thank you for listening to the 2023 Investor Day, and we look forward to seeing all of you. Okay, bye bye, and have a good week.